Electronic Arts acquisition of Codemasters is something that broke the news a couple of days ago, and that's something that's kind of a big deal, especially concerning the fact that this is basically the second biggest acquisition within the gaming world that we have seen in 2020. The first being Microsoft purchasing ZeniMax Media back in, the announcement was back in September of 2020, and I believe the amount was greater. I believe Microsoft purchased ZeniMax Media for $7.5 billion. And pretty much as far as this particular acquisition is concerned, there are a lot of people who feel that in some ways this will probably change the landscape of gaming, but personally I don't think it will that much, only because Codemasters is basically a developer that specializes on making racing games for the most part, and some of their most high-profile games includes the Dirt Series, F1, Project Cars, and Grid Autosport from 2014. I believe that game was the direct sequel to the Grid game that came out back in 2008, but as a lot of people know, the racing genre was very popular back in the 2000s, and in this day and age, I don't think it's quite as popular as it was in the 2000s and maybe in the early teens to some extent, only because for the most part, nowadays, action RPGs and action adventure games are very popular, which is why I personally believe that Microsoft's acquisition of ZeniMax Media and Bethesda was a bigger deal, because there were several games that Bethesda made that fell within those genres of action adventure or, RPG or what have you. And with Microsoft, pretty much owning Bethesda, you won't be able to stream certain games that Bethesda has made, or you won't be able to stream any games that Bethesda made on Google Stadia's streaming service. So I think that's a bigger deal, and I feel like that's something that was detrimental to more than just one party. As far as EA's purchase of Codemasters is concerned, I feel like if anything, it's going to be nothing but beneficial to Codemasters, especially since Electronic Arts is a very popular video game developer and publisher. And if anything, Codemasters can get more attention for their games or their upcoming games and the games that they have now, and especially concerning the fact that they're attracting all this publicity with EA pretty much purchasing Codemasters. So it's like this is something that is actually very positive for them, and I believe the deal is supposed to finalize sometime in 2021. It'll be interesting to see what happens between now and the next year. Hopefully we'll learn more as time goes by.